Hello and welcome, my dear friend. Nothing in this world is random. Even you being here is not by accident. You found this because tonight, before tomorrow begins, something sacred within you is shifting, and heaven wanted to make sure you're prepared. Dear chosen one, you've been feeling it for a long time now, that strange mix of peace and restlessness, of calm wrapped around anticipation. 1 minute, absolute peace. The next, total chaos. And you can sense that something is rearranging, not outside of you, but through you. This is the doorway to the most powerful season of your life. Not the loudest, not the easiest, but the most real. You've done the inner work quietly, while most people were chasing noise. You faced yourself in silence, healed parts no one knew were bleeding, forgave without receiving an apology, and prayed when no miracle seemed near. All that invisible effort, all that unseen obedience, has finally started to glow through your spirit. God is leading you somewhere your mind can't yet describe, but your soul already recognizes. You're being escorted into your golden era, the time when your inner alignment begins to shape your outer reality. This isn't random favor, it's divine sequence. Every time you chose reflection over reaction, every time you stayed kind in chaos, you were writing the code for this moment. The energy around you is ripening, and that's why life feels different, almost weird lately. The things that used to fit now feel too small. You crave peace more than praise. You protect your mornings like sacred ground. You can't tolerate the conversations that drain you, not because you're better, but because you're finally standing at the gateway of the most authentic era of your life. That's what happens when heaven starts upgrading your frequency. The appetite for distraction disappears, the hunger for purpose sharpens, and lately even your body has begun to speak differently, craving stillness, gentleness, honesty. You may have noticed you need more quiet now. Your system is downloading what your prayers requested. This is where many people stop, because transition feels like loss, but it's not. Losing what no longer serves you is gain, not loss. God closes chapters with full intention, so the next one reads clearly. Think of all the things you once begged to keep, jobs, relationships, routines, that fell apart only for peace to move in afterward. That's divine editing. He's been making space, not taking away. Now the space is ready, and heaven is about to fill it. The coming season isn't about proving anything. It's about receiving. Because when you've done the inner work, receiving is no longer a maybe, it's a certainty. You've shed so many layers that weren't really you. The people-pleasing, the over-explaining, the endless search for validation. Now, you move differently. You speak slower because you listen deeper. You don't rush to answer. You wait to understand. That's spiritual maturity. You're entering the part of your life where manifestation stops feeling like chasing and starts feeling like remembering. Because everything you prayed for has been orbiting you, waiting for you to match its frequency. And tonight, you finally do. God is leading you into divine timing, where effort meets ease, where preparation meets opportunity, where faith meets form. So if lately you've been seeing small confirmations, familiar numbers, repeated words, strange coincidences, don't dismiss them. They're echoes of heaven whispering, stay awake, it's unfolding. You are already blessed, but now those blessings are becoming visible. Not because you did something new, but because you stayed faithful when nothing worked. The truth is, you didn't have to chase this moment. You grew into it. Every prayer, every tear, every sleepless night was fertilizer for what's blooming now. And here's the most important part. You don't need to do anything drastic to prove you're ready. You already are. Just keep showing up with integrity. In your work, your words, your heart posture. The smallest actions done with divine intention carry more power than grand performances done for attention. Dear chosen one, before tomorrow arrives, take one deep breath and realize, this is it. You've crossed the invisible line between preparation and fulfillment. Your frequency is high enough for heaven to trust you with what's next. So tonight isn't just another night. It's an announcement in the spirit realm, a quiet trumpet declaring, they're ready now. Tomorrow will still bring ordinary things, the same sun, the same streets, but you will not meet them the same way. You'll notice that even the seemingly ordinary things have carried sacred messages all along. Even the moments that first felt bad, being fired, breakups, or feeling lost for an entire day, each of these experiences has been carrying something necessary for this chapter. And this is how you'll know you've stepped into your golden era. Life itself will start cooperating with you, and this time, it won't be luck. It will be alignment. See, when God ushers you into your golden era, He doesn't need to change the scenery. He changes the clarity. You start seeing the same world with new eyes. What used to feel heavy now feels guided. What once looked random suddenly connects like pieces of a larger design. You'll notice how mornings hit differently. You wake up before the alarm, not out of anxiety, but with the joy of a new day. There's a knowing within you that today doesn't have to prove anything. You're the one who gives it meaning. That's how this season begins. Quietly, faithfully, unmistakably. You smile at things that once frustrated you. You're no longer pulled by every emotional tide because you've learned that energy is currency, and you now spend it wisely. And people will notice. Some won't understand what shifted, but they'll feel it. The way you walk into a room, the calm that trails behind you. You no longer ask for others' opinions, and that's what makes your presence magnetic. This is what divine favor looks like before it turns visible. It's not always a new house, a promotion, or applause. Sometimes it's simply the ease that follows you into places that once drained you. It's the peace that stays even when outcomes are uncertain. Isn't this what God's been preparing you for? A life where peace and joy no longer depend on circumstance, where even the home you wake up in, the faces you love, the moments you once overlooked, all begin to feel blessed. That's favor. That's proof you've stepped into partnership with heaven. Because when your frequency rises, your path simplifies. You say less, yet accomplish more. You find yourself in divine appointments, meeting the right person, hearing the right message, being in the right place, not by planning, but by being aligned. This is the golden rhythm of your life now. God's timing has synced with your readiness. And that's when miracles start looking ordinary, because they keep happening. Even if you don't feel there yet, you will, sooner than you think. The call that comes just when you need it. The idea that solves what confused you for months. The quiet day that ends up being the breakthrough you never expected. And through it all, something deeper unfolds. You stop rushing. You no longer measure progress by speed, but by the peace it brings. You start trusting delays instead of fearing them, because now you know, delay is never denial when God is directing the traffic. You realize He's not testing your patience, He's pacing your promise. That's the maturity this golden era brings. Not perfection, but partnership. You've learned that obedience creates opportunities no ambition could ever buy. And in that awareness, life stops feeling like survival and starts feeling like a conversation with God. You move, He confirms. You pause, He protects. You act, He amplifies. Even your rest becomes productive, because peace itself starts creating. This is why the pressure of the last few seasons was so intense. It was divine compression, preparing you to expand without breaking. Now that you've been stretched, you can hold more peace, more responsibility, more joy without guilt. And maybe that's the most miraculous part of all this. You no longer sabotage good things when they arrive. You've healed enough to hold happiness instead of question it. This is how God trusts you with bigger assignments, not by testing your talent, but by testing your capacity to remain gentle when the blessing grows heavy. And you've passed that test beautifully. So don't be surprised when this next chapter feels lighter. From now on, life will begin to meet you halfway. Opportunities will call you by name. Your creativity will flow effortlessly. Your prayers will manifest faster because they no longer come from fear. They come from faith. This is the era where everything starts to recognize you back. You'll see your reflection and notice softness in your face. You'll laugh easier. You'll forgive quicker. You'll dream again without doubting the timeline. Because when heaven trusts you with alignment, It gives you the one thing no one can take away: inner confirmation. That's what your golden era truly is. Not external success, internal stability. Not applause, assurance. Not having more, being more. So tonight, before tomorrow arrives, take another deep breath. Whisper gratitude for what already exists. Because you're standing in the promise you once prayed for, it just looks simpler than you imagined. And that simplicity, that's grace in disguise. The waiting season is over, my dear friend. The proving season is over too. You've entered the flow where heaven and earth finally agree about who you are. Your soul is in its golden era. Your life is catching up beautifully. And from here on, everything that's meant for you will know exactly where to find you. Before you go, if you'd like to sit in this same peace a little longer, I've created a place for that. My second channel, Simplified Serenity. It's filled with worship instrumentals made for prayer, meditation, and stillness. A quiet space for your heart to breathe, rest, and connect with God. Just tap on the playlist on your screen. I'd love to see you there.